So today we are here based on the report that was published by the University of Bath Tobacco Control Research Group in collaboration with the Investigative Desk and Tax Justice Network Africa. This report pointed out to a staggering 28 million USD tax discrepancy in the reports of British American Tobacco Kenya. As we are all aware, BAT has received several awards in Kenya as a leading taxpayer, and this points to the fact that BAT has not been doing its business right, and we are shocked that government still continues to view this corporate entity as a value add to Kenyan system. We are having this report published against the backdrop of the challenges Kenyans are facing as taxpayers with the social health fund. So Kenyans and the country at large has pointed out its dissatisfaction with the package that comes from that fund. Unfortunately, government has been very slow to respond to these issues, but the numbers we are seeing from this report shows that this amount of money can address a lot of shortfalls in Kenya's health budget. And we know again that cancer is a national, we have even called it a national disaster because the way it has impoverished families. If you look at the package again for cancer patients, it is a package that is not well thought, and we feel that we need to tax products that deepen these diseases in our country. So that is the reason we are here today, to point and ask for quick action from the Kenya Revenue Authority. We saw the reports and the statement from the Kenya Revenue Authority in response to this report, and we feel that their response does not give us any confidence at all. The Kenya Revenue Authority that has been pushing taxpayers to carry more tax burden should carry the same energy when they are looking at the corporate entities. We know that BAT is just an example of other corporate entities that are having aggressive tax planning in Kenya, and this has continued to undermine domestic resource mobilization in Kenya. And the Ministry of Health, within whose docket issues around health, tobacco and nicotine sit, is not also represented here. We also are aware that we have the Tobacco Control Board, who we had also reached to and have had good relationships, but I think when serious issues are to be discussed, we do not have government showing up. But when it is other concerns around software advocacy, they are here. So that for us is a call to citizens to know that we must push back against a government that is keen on collecting tax from individual taxpayers, but are not keen on addressing corporate malpractice in regards to tax avoidance and tax evasion.
The first thing we are calling for is a forensic audit. We can't take anything BAT says at face value. This report indicates there is some chicanery. There is an attempt at burying the bodies, so to speak. So the first call is to KRA. This investigation you said you're going to do, we want an update on what investigations you're doing and what you have found. Once we are able to verify the discrepancy, then there's also an audit on the Tobacco Control Fund, the amounts that are paid. The Tobacco Control Fund draws the bulk of its money from a 2.75% contribution on BAT profits. So if 3.6 billion was not declared, then there's 2.75% of 3.6 billion that ought to be in the Tobacco Control Fund. But the third thing is the transparency, even over the Tobacco Control Fund, because we keep on asking questions, and up to date, we have not been told how much money has gone into this fund, in what proportions over the years. And so if we are to find whether in 2017, 2018, and now moving forward, BAT has paid its rightful contribution, at the moment we don't have that. So the call to the ministry is that after the forensic audit, then they also need to ask for an audit of what was paid into the fund and claim 2.75% of 3.6 billion. We've just been told that can go to Sh3, that can go to helping cancer patients, that can go to cessation efforts in this country. We want our 2.75% of what BAT has stolen.
Isn't it? And that is why we have a media breakfast. Because houses, both reporters, as well as print media, as well as this conversation today, and be able to go and highlight